Everyone thinks the Apple Watch SE2 is the Apple Watch for people who do not care about features, but here is the thing. It is actually the smarter buy for most iPhone users because it nails the essentials, skips the gimmicks, and saves real money. I know that is not what the marketing says, but after wearing it daily for 2 weeks, tracking runs, sleep, and battery, the pattern was hard to ignore. I kept waiting for the compromises to sting. Spoiler, some never did. And a couple mattered less than I expected. So if the title pulled you in, yes, there are things you should know before you buy. Before we dive into what I discovered testing this, a quick heads up. If you are already leaning SE2 and want the best current price, I put a link below. But stick around, because some of my findings might change how you configure it and what size you pick. Why did I even try the SE2? I wanted an Apple Watch for fitness and safety without paying flagship tax. My wish list was simple: reliable notifications, accurate heart rate and GPS for 5K to 10K runs, sleep tracking that is not a battery nightmare, and fall or crash detection for peace of mind when cycling. I had bounced off a couple of higher-end models before because I hated the battery anxiety and I never used their fancy sensors after week 1. I was skeptical the SE2 could keep up, especially without an always-on display or ECG. But the promise of the same core processor as the pricier models had me curious. Could this be the first Apple Watch that felt like less drama and more daily value? Testing started with everyday use, day 1 through 4. Texts, calls, Apple Pay, timers, a couple of guided Apple Fitness Plus workouts, and quick walks. Brightness at 75%, notifications on for messages, calendar, and Slack, haptics medium. I ended most days with 28 to 35% battery. No always-on display sounds like a deal-breaker, but the raise to wake was snappy and consistent, and I did not miss the always-on as much as I thought. But then I did longer workouts, 2 outdoor GPS runs at 10K each and 1 30-mile ride. GPS lock was quick, and distance matched my phone and a Garmin Forerunner within 0.02 miles over 3.1 miles and within 0.1 miles over 10K. Heart rate tracked within 3-4 BPM of a Polar H10 chest strap during steady runs, drifting to a 6-8 BPM lag only during sprints. That is solid for a wrist sensor. But then the battery under strain, a 45-minute GPS run ate about 8–10%. A 90-minute bike ride with constant notifications burned 18%. After a heavy training day, I still ended with 20% left. Not all-day monster life, but predictable. Charging from 15% to 80% took about 75 minutes on the included USB-C cable. It is not the fast charge you get on higher models, and yes, I felt that. But here is where it gets interesting. Sleep tracking became the swing factor. With low power mode scheduled overnight and notifications minimized, I lost only 9–11% across 7 hours. The sleep stages were consistent night to night and aligned with how I felt in the morning. No, it is not medical grade, but the patterns were useful. But then I pushed into water and safety. 2 pool sessions, 1,500 yards each. Auto detect started within 2 lengths, stroke recognition was on point, splits matched my pool clock, and the watch handled pool buttons with wet hands without weird ghost touches. As for safety, I did not stage a car crash for obvious reasons, but I did test fall detection with a padded, controlled tumble while wearing protective gear. It triggered the countdown properly. Cellular on the LTE version worked fine on a quick run without my phone. Streaming Apple Music while tracking a workout burned around 20% per hour, which is the tax you pay for phone-free workouts. A couple of limitations stood out. No ECG and no blood oxygen means if you are buying specifically for advanced health metrics, this is not it. Display is bright at up to 1000 nits outdoors, but not as punchy as the newest flagships, and there is no always-on. Wi-Fi is 2.4 GHz only, which is fine at home but worth noting. No ultra-wideband means no precision finding for your iPhone, and it does not support the newer double-tap gesture that the latest models offer. Here is the big revelation. For most iPhone users, the SE2 feels 90% of a flagship Apple Watch experience at roughly 60–70% of the price, because the processor is fast, notifications and fitness are rock solid, and the battery is predictable if you use low power mode smartly. I put in 14 days of real use, 6 tracked runs, 2 bike rides, 2 swims, and a bunch of daily chores, and the only compromises that truly mattered to me were lack of fast charging and no always-on display in meeting settings. Compared to the pricier model, what do you actually miss? Always on screen, brighter panel, ECG, blood oxygen on device Siri, double tap, and the ultra-wideband chip. If those are must-haves, the upgrade makes sense. But the ride quality, app speed, safety features like fall and crash detection, and core fitness tracking feel the same. Against non-Apple alternatives like Garmin Venue SQ2 or Fitbit Versa, the SE loses on multi-day battery but crushes them in iPhone integration, app ecosystem, and call quality. Is it too good to be true? Not really. It is good at what matters most day to day and honest about what it does not do. If you know your priorities, it is an easy call. Now that you know the SE2 delivers the essentials without the fluff, the next step is getting the right size and connectivity. If you plan phone-free runs, go cellular, otherwise, save the cash. Prices swing a lot during sales, so check the link in the description for the best current deal. Bottom line, the Apple Watch SE2 is the no-nonsense Apple Watch. If you want reliable fitness tracking, safety features, smooth performance, and you do not care about ECG, blood oxygen, or an always-on display, buy it and do not look back. If you are a health data power user, a night owl who needs always-on, or you crave the newest gestures and brightness, step up to the flagship. For parents, family setup makes this a great first watch for kids. For runners and everyday users, it is the sweet spot. The hype is not the point here. Value is, and the SE2 delivers exactly that.